6.2. We're in patch 6.2. So 6.2 version survey and recap. How do I feel? I feel old, but also elated that it is my day today. I can spend money and not feel bad about it until tomorrow. Last night I pre-ordered a new figure on Tokyo Otaku Mode from an illustrator named Hayabusa. It is a very pin-up-y figure, but it's not lewd. So it's very safe for work. I bought myself a Google Play gift card so I can top up for Bronya. After this survey, I will log in on my phone and buy the bundles. So going straight in on those expansion ticket bundles. I was tempted to top up on artery gear, but no, we said nah. We'll not top up on artery gear. We'll just keep it free to play on that game. Yeah, so right now we're listening to the Honkai Cross Genshin menu BGM, posted on YouTube by Moonshine EX, whose tier list we reviewed in Good Sport, and he received our criticism very well. So definitely he's on my top of my list of really cool content creators. Oh, which one did you get, Nor? After I ordered that one, I saw that the Void Drifter action figure was also on pre-order, and I was like, I don't know if I want to get two orders right now. Oh yeah, Nor, Monolith was raiding with us in WoW earlier, and he had an oopsie moment. Yeah, never. I think we were both here when the pre-order went live, and I remember I looked at it and I was like, I want it, but not as bad as I would have wanted it like half a year ago, and I kind of just forgot about it. Stop, no. Okay, let's get this survey started. You can press Monolith for details later. All right, let me get a notepad out for this. How satisfied was I with Honkai Impact 3rd version 6.2? So, as much as, you know, now for as much as I've complained about this and last patch and on the other survey, I feel like for this version in specific, I feel like I'm actually quite neutral. I felt like this patch was probably one of the closest that we've gotten to a rest patch since V. But I do feel like for every good thing that did happen this patch, it kind of was balanced out by some weird something else. So I'm gonna give it a neutral. Yeah. Yeah, I liked the I-Chan event a lot. What was unsatisfactory was definitely old characters are too weak for the current version. Latency is worse. New stages are definitely not reasonably designed. I feel like especially between the mix of chip space and the progression of MA and Abyss. There's too many niche and gimmicky stages now. Ace, thank you for stopping in. Thank you, Ayaya. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Too many events. I think too many events and activities, which are too grindy and too time-consuming. This one really became apparent after the main iChan, after the first 2 weeks, right? Because the first 2 weeks we only had iChan event. And then I think week 3 when the story opened, that's when you started really feeling it. Because like within a week after that was chip space. And now we had this cascade of dailies that we just had to do. Ah, Mamizaki, thank you for the gift subs. Now this is getting saved in the VODs and on the YouTube export afterwards. I do think one of the things that they did really well this patch though was the fact that they gave out so many iChan fragments. I remember doing the tally because traditionally, if we look back at previous SP Battlesuit releases, traditionally it's 100 fragments total for the whole patch, right? 40 to unlock, 60 to get to S rank. This patch, they had more than that. I think DJ and SA had more also because those two, for the first 2 SP launches, they actually gave you SP tickets, which you can convert into fragments and all this other stuff. So those two, but those are kind of the exception because that was back in like 2019 and 2020. But this patch, they actually gave a lot of SP fragments. More than they gave for Haxor Bunny and Fischl and Carol and Pardo and Eden and Griseo for sure. I think Pardo might have had like one of the SP Battlesuits in the middle of last year definitely had the benefit of like SP ticket giveaway on login or something like that, but this time around was definitely noticeable. So that was definitely a positive. I don't know about stamina issues because I'm in a position where I had so many stamina potions, but I felt like maybe for a newer player or a mid-length player, you might not have like the stamina potion stockpile. I don't know, nor Mamizaki, did either of you run into any stamina issues? This patch made you more broke? New players get lots of pots, but are they slamming the pots on story early on? I can still see an edge case where if a new player just burns all their pots on story, they might forget to save pots for events. But maybe that's just an outlier edge case. There's definitely more bonuses and rewards. I think bonuses and rewards is not an issue because as much as I don't like how grindy chip space is, chip space definitely gives you a lot of rewards if you do take the time. Like 500 asterite a day just for showing up and spamming the daily drill, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of rewards. Okay, so Ace is still doing weekly stamina card bundle. That's good. She has too many. Okay, that's a good problem to have, having too much stamina. Yeah, I'd say rewards is actually really good, but the problem is like it requires you to show up and grind. Like having blockade and chip space overlaid on top of each other is huge, right? That's so much Taurus. Too hard or too grindy to get character fragments? I think that's a loaded question, right? Because this one, they might be referring to iChan, but I felt like iChan wasn't so much the issue as it was, I think old S ranks and and like dorm battle suits that a lot of players are grinding for infrastructure, or battle suits like Sushang being gated is still really annoying. I wish that when they release new S ranks that are farmable from War Treasury, I wish they would start at 6, or at least like 5, right? Because 5 you at least get every week, every 2 weeks you get 10. But maybe, yeah, I would like to see them start Sushang at 6, and then at double S you go to 8 or 10, rather than 4 to 6. I think 4 to 6 is annoying. But I feel like if I check this box, it'll be misinterpreted. But I'll check it anyways. I think if it were easier to get older battle suits, we could still recommend old A ranks as like intermediate filler stuff, because you could actually farm them fast enough. But the fact that you can't makes it hard to even say like, oh yeah, VK could be acceptable as a budget fire DPS. Unfortunately, that is not the case because of how long time it takes. I don't know where the happy medium is though, because I don't think War Treasury battlesuits should be too easy to farm, but it definitely needs to be easier than what it currently is. Do you guys find that position is fairly reasonable? I agree, Nor. I've mostly been saving this patch. This was a good saving patch. Can't get desired characters or equipment. I think this is always going to be an issue, right? Especially the more free-to-play that you lean towards, I think can't get desired characters or equipment is going to feel more apparent. But I feel like that's always going to exist. I don't think that that's going to necessarily be a defining factor of this patch. I think we can actually add that Foundry takes too long to get equipment from Foundry. watch Afri respond to Nefer's question about, no, not TP, he actually wants to play old non-augment VE. Yeah, I definitely feel like Foundry. We'll definitely do our usual Foundry essay on the free form comments, but I think we'll list it here. Foundry, right? So unsat 6.2 unsat. Old characters, new stages, unreasonable. And I only feel like the new stages are really unreasonable when it comes to things like chip space and Memorial Arena. I feel like as good as it is that Memorial Arena keeps pushing the limit for the high-end players, I do feel like a lot of the designs have been too cumbersome lately. And I do feel like I wish Cabbage Garden lasted a little bit longer. Right, Zetsu came back and he's like, oh, I miss Cabbage Garden. But I thought Cabbage Garden was really nice. I always enjoy Cabbage Garden. I did not enjoy the story chapter activity. I felt like the problem with the story chapter activities was the fact that in addition to your regular daily grind with the quest board, you had to do the mini game. Or you had to do the relic search in order to unlock the mini game. I think if they introduced the mini game with Mark II like at the start of Chapter 2, like right away, I think that would have been a little bit more fluid of a transition, I guess. Select up to 5. Did we have? Yeah, this is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. In-game time. I would like to say I spend less time now, but I feel like it's still about the same. Maybe I am spending less time because I'm not molding every Abyss MA cycle. I'm spending more time playing other games. Right? We could definitely say spend less time. We did do both, right? We did all of that. So Chrono Navi, I definitely felt like she was really fun. I don't know if I could give her highly satisfied. I still feel like her on-field time is a little bit too long. But she's definitely smooth to play. Hit feedback. Hit feedback. I remember even in like CN beta, everybody was like, oh, the sound, the parry sound is so good. Sound effects, so good. So good. Yeah. So story chapter, we did finish everything. Do I give it unsatisfied or do I give it neutral? Because I did like the minigame, but I didn't like all the quest gating to get to the minigame. And I didn't like the fact that I had to keep doing more of the same of what I did last patch. You know? Her actual hit feedback. Yeah, I don't like the fact that you don't have iframes during any of her sequences. I think that's the worst part about it. And then like the variation depending on the small distance from her blades. So like I remember when Fragile showed me that like after every initiation of the charge attack, he'll do the dodge forward before parry. Well, Akane, I think what ends up happening is they get all the feedback, but they already have stuff in development that they can't like quickly scrap or anything. But hey, next chapter, chapter 34, back to linear. Yeah, the time-gated aspect definitely hurts. Like I felt like if we look at chapter 32, chapter 32 felt great because apart from doing dailies and doing a little bit of mini games, which like was nice but not mandatory, there wasn't as much pressure to do it for the rewards. Like I felt like chapter 32, it's the same open world, but the top half of the map. I felt like the top half of the map was very relaxed. It reminded me of Colosten the first time. Yeah, costing stamina sucks. Costing stamina just really sucks. Way too painful. I think upgrading the nodes is kind of a neutral thing because it's like, okay, we used to have to do that in the game in the old HQ format before the dorm rework, right? But it's that kind of base building is like, it can get annoying. It can get annoying. Which is probably why they reworked the floating HQ into the dorm in the first place. Yeah. I think also part of the reason the second half of the map felt really bad is you had multiple vertical layers that are on top of each other. That screws with how you read the map. If you look at a map and you see something's there, then you have to think, oh, is this a certain floor or is this a low floor? you didn't have to deal with that on the first map because everything was kind of like, it was just, you kind of could tell like, okay, if this is here, this is a high elevation, I know exactly where to go. Yeah, the collision box was super bad. You guys remember, like, I died like 5 times on the same jump because I kept trying to rush through it. But I did like the Mark II minigame, right? I did like the Mark II minigame. I thought the Mark II minigame was still pretty good. So yeah, we'll put dissatisfied, and we'll explain why. Okay, so story chapter 33, unsat. So map exploration. Story, right? Nor mentioned story. Because the story, they got a little bit too up there. I felt like what they could have, they definitely could have summarized and simplified a lot of it. I agree. The exposition was way too much. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Nora. Like, I felt like somehow Chapter 32 felt much better than Elysian Everlasting. And even Elysian Everlasting was like, the theme park felt better than the first half. And I cited the fact that in the first half, you had multiple elevations, but also a lot of, like, room changes. You know, like Kingdom Hearts style room changes. And that was annoying. Loading screens. Whereas the theme park was seamless. And I felt that way here, right? 32, the outer crater, the moon base, rather. The moon base was like, you didn't have a lot of loading time. It was all one contiguous space. But downstairs is like, you have a lot of elevation, you have all these hidden corridors. Yeah. I agree, Fragile. They used to do that, where they would put, like, a lot of the super fancy lore in, like, the logs. So I thought prospecting was still okay, because I enjoyed prospecting in 32. I felt like prospecting got annoying in 33 because they did the reverse direction. They did the Uno reverse on you. I would like to click on rewards and stuff too. I felt like rewards was also like... It just felt very meh. Yeah. Okay. What parts of story? Too many terms, and I can hardly understand. Story is boring. Oh no. Okay, I will say I did like the fight. I did like the boss fight. Yeah, I thought I enjoyed the boss fight. It felt very satisfying getting the dodges on HR. I do feel it was a little bit annoying on both of my runs through the boss fight. I never was able to farm enough SP to actually do a classic ult. Everything just, even on hard mode, everything just died before I got to 125. Did you mean like thematically dark, or like everything was contrasty, visually like occluded? I think we'll put main story presented in New Atro, because that is the whole open world, right? I mean, technically, narration isn't clear. Falls under too many terms, or vice versa. Like a lot of these are symptoms of one another. You know, a lot of these are actually just all connected. Oh yeah, the oh, I know what you mean, Nor, with Hair having to deal with all that death and like, oh, those people fighting Honkai, I'm just gonna let them be. The hair part is just, huh? Yeah, the hair part, like, okay, I guess they wanted to show that Hair had some connection to Bronya, but like the whole execution of it was definitely very jarring. Wow. I want to just say all of the above. All of the options. So again, right? Map navigation, not being able to get clear information, and map navigation. These are symptoms of the verticality and having multiple layers. And then the jumps and areas for exploration where you get pulled back after you think you made a possible jump. Yeah, I actually didn't have any issues with the treasure chest this time around, funny enough. But I definitely feel like everything they listed here, I would categorize as annoying. Oh no, Nor. That's the theme, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mamizaki. Hair is a tease for players who want playable Cecilia, but she just screams never. Yup, she's the post-Cecilia stigmata. Man, I'm hungry. After this survey... Do I get a snack before we do Abyss, or do I grind Abyss out so I can go eat? Okay, okay, here we go. Chapter 33 radio options. Let's see. Final Crater, it was kind of like, it was neutral, right? It was okay. Story was general exploration experience. General combat experience was good. I liked the boss fight. Playability, I'd give it a neutral, right? The bad and the good kind of like balance each other out. Grindiness, too grindy, unsat. Appeal of the rewards, it was neutral. It was enough to get me to keep playing, but it wasn't enough that I felt like even if I missed it, I would have just moved on. Highly unsat or highly satisfied for story, Nefer? Unsat. Oh, okay, yeah. I can see why. I felt like... What all did happen in Chapter 33? It's pretty bad if I can't even remember other than the boss fight, right? getting to see the five of them teleport in the space bridge was kind of cool. They're rushing, yeah. Or they could have just abridged it altogether and just created a shorter summary, right? Both ways. They could have taken more time to explain it, or they could have simplified it and put the deep lore in the logs. Just because Honkai. Yeah. They should have, like, Tesla or Schrodinger call them on the comms and be like, hey, we figured out a way to get you guys back to Earth. This is what we need you to do. What if they released DPS Susanna as a lance wielder as well? I still want Tesla as an Echo Fighter of Asuka. Blazing Hope Echo Fighter. A rank SP type. Main sources. Okay, after main sources, story 33. I played. That's it. I played. That's it. Have I been? I know. I do follow it. I don't follow it keenly. I definitely don't follow it keenly. Like I've read the manga, but I am not hyper focused on. Yeah. Oh yes, I did notice that, Mamizaki. Yeah, I was surprised that they focused more on the fact that Hair was there for Bronya's birth than the fact that Hair was born from Cecilia's bloodline, manifestation of the Shariak stigmata, and so then, like, Kiana never got the chance to ask. I would say that Susanna definitely stands Durandal. You know, like, during the Dea Encore release, she and Alvatar were just, like, gossiping, like, their fan theories about Durandal's backstory. Wait, what if she's actually from the previous era, stuck in a time capsule, put in the time capsule to save us from Honkai now? Oh no, Nora. Right. He's superhuman. She's so strong. How did she get so strong? That hurt your head? Oh, it was so bad during the Dea Encore release because they made a abridged version translated of the VN, but it, like, the abridged version was super rushed too, and they put it in a web event, which is probably like the worst possible presentation format. They put it in a web event in the game, and that did not help. I almost do wish that instead of the gossip mini storyline that we got for Dea Encore's release, like, I wish it was actually just Durandal just recounting her adventure in the visual novel. I felt like that would have been a better presentation. I also felt like she should have unveiled her powers during the Rhymestar fight. So that at least when we, back then when we played DA, well, I didn't play because I didn't have DA, but like, when players had the chance to play DA versus Rhymestar, it would have been lore accurate rather than like HT and Bright Knight fighting Rhymestar. I still thought that would have been a more appropriate introduction on DA. Yeah, I actually thought the boss battle against Hare was really good. One complaint was that there was too many, like, break intermission phases. I think too many intermissions really interrupt the battle rhythm. Ooh, duration of dialogues and animations, dissatisfied. I think duration of dialogues and animations definitely that's what I'm talking about, right? Like the intermission stages, like you're in your battle rhythm and the inputs you're trying to line up and to deal with whatever. And then you have to pause and wait because they have to show you the spawn animation for the seed of ideas. Yeah. And then there's also there's never a chat log when they have dialogue that's like in the middle of combat, and that's always annoying too. Okay, so this one I want to give neutral because I was I don't know if I want to give it dissatisfied or satisfied because collecting artifact shards, dissatisfied. Iron Mirage, highly satisfied. Remains neutral. Okay. Alright, following descriptions. This is they just want verification on this. Locating artifact shards was really annoying. Like, if you didn't know what you were looking for at first. Because it was really hard for me to tell whether it was just, like, a regular map prop or is actually what I was looking for. And, like, what I was supposed to do once I got there. I didn't see a menu pop up. I didn't know I was actually supposed to hit it. So, that was... So, trace is agree... locate... neutral. Because I could be standing right next to... I think some of the later ones, after I knew what I was looking for, was really easy. Yeah. But see, I wish they had... I guess there's another survey question further along about Iron Mirage. I hope so, right? I liked Iron Mirage. Iron Mirage was great. I thought Iron Mirage was super fun. They could have just skipped the whole artifact finding thing and just did Iron Mirage as the main minigame, and I would have loved it. You know, what they could have done was just made Iron Mirage and the reward was the Solium cores instead of the ore to refine. That would have been perfect. Honkai Salvation Log, highly satisfied. This one was amazing. I thought Honkai Salvation Log was great. Yes, event rewards are nice. Story is like, everything was fun. Event difficulty is balanced, right? All of the above. You do have to show up and do daily, like, you do what, 2 dailies, but you could backfill because your attempts stockpiled up to 6. Yeah. Yeah. see. Yeah, I really enjoyed this event. Story, stage, playability, freshness, grindiness, everything was just spot on. Even SCA frogs. Oh, evening SCA frogs. Hey, Demizilla. That's a good point, Swim. It's not new player friendly. It's a lot of nostalgia. It's a lot of nostalgia and deep cuts. Small chakram, cabbage, yeah. The angry one with her rocket launcher cannon turret, floating cannon turret. They should, they should make Ai-chan a farmable free-to-play elf for everybody. And it's actually all three of them. And like it changes depending on what you run in your team. Like one of them for each of them does like a very specific thing, and have them rotate or change with a toggle or based on what you run in the team. I think that would be really cool. Like one of them could be gather, one of them could be physical vulnerability, one of them could be elemental vulnerability, or mix and match. Like one of them has gather and one thing. One of them has something like that. We could put it. We'll put it in the open text box part. Yeah, I thought everything was very straightforward on this event. I think one of the maps were a little bit confusing if you didn't scroll around, but I thought for the most part it was like this is probably one of the most classical Honkai events in a long time, like non-main story. Elysian Realm? Ugh, don't ask me about Elysian Realm. I've been playing all the time, but not because I want to. I feel so weird when I answer Elysian Realm questions because I'm the exact opposite of Boomski. Boomski loves Elysian Realm. Boomski will grind Elysian Realm all the time. I cannot do it. It just reminds me of Torghast. It just reminds me of Torghast, which is like anytime a rogue mode is tied to power progression and I'm forced to run it, not because I want to run it, but because it affects my progression in another game mode outside of the rogue mode. Torghast was great the first 5 times you ran it. The Torghast was great the first 5 times you ran it and you were picking up as many powers as you could get. Torghast was not great when your friends are like, all right, man, we're skipping everything. Stop trying to pick up a power. We're skipping to the end. Yeah, see, Nor is still grinding finality every day. I cannot mentally, I cannot do it. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. grindy, highly satisfied, highly dissatisfied. I think they definitely need to make ER like less punishing when it's not the uprate battlesuit. You need 3 more Cosmo runs? I'm still farming Cosmo, but I'm slow farming Cosmo. I'm doing like 2 Cosmo runs every week, maybe. Yeah, I think I definitely agree with Monolith. Like, all crystals should be lower, and I feel like they should add at least 1 more material reward for completing at the higher tiers. Like, even if it was just like, I don't know, a little 500 more asterite or something. Yeah, like, add weapon resonators. Oh, maybe weapon resonators, no, because then I'll be more motivated to grind. Oh, they need to add a way to sweep. They need to add a way to sweep Elysian Realm. So that you can just, like, I feel like once you complete a 2.5 or 2.75, you should just get the option to sweep the rest and just max your rusted insignias. Yeah. Vermilion Knight was really fun. Chrono Navi, I can't remember because I never actually tried Chrono Navi on Deep Sequence. But what I've heard from people in the chat is that Chrono Navi Deep Sequence was not that fun. Yeah, if Finality just gave me 1k insignias just for completing 1 run, I would do Finality every week. So I'll put Chrono Navi dissatisfied. I blitzed Chrono Navi on Shallow. So my opinion on Chrono Navi is going to be based on what chat says. Yeah, I'll move it to highly dissat based on y'all's feedback. But you know what it is too, is like, this is congruent and consistent with basically every non-S rank and with exception to Pardophilus and Eden, right? I think Pardophilus and Eden get a pass because they're flame chasers, and maybe Griseo. But, you know, every other SP battlesuit, every other A rank battlesuit in Elysian Realm just struggles. And it sucks because it's like, well, where else are you going to be playing them? Well, yeah, I would even say that, like, SS should be the baseline for outside of, for general Navi use anyways, but I feel like that's consistent in a bad way, because my memory back when I did try some of the other battlesuits for a variety of whatever back in the early days of Elysian Realm was that, like, every A rank just was a struggle bus to play and just wasn't very fun. So, like, I was not motivated to even learn any of them, you know? Hey, Fair Sky. Yeah, ER light would be good, you know? Even VB was easier. I can imagine. Which community events? I did do the special New Year program. I did do this, yes. I didn't do any of the other things, but I did do the other content creator stuff that they didn't list on this. Which, I don't think this counts for this question. I will say, though, one thing I would like to see happen more with Honkai is more Twitch drops. I do notice that the directory as a whole, and especially the regular streamers, I do notice that the average numbers go up, which I think is awesome. And of course, you know, I'm biased in that, right? Because my numbers also go up. Yeah, the drops are great, especially that one time when we got the Korean server drops too. Because, you know, like, Genshin does it every version update. At the beginning of every version, Genshin has drops. And they also have further incentives for their content creators. And I would love to see. I think I might have. So Nora and Mamizaki were in that one Discord channel, right? I think I might have mentioned it to them before too in that Discord channel. So maybe after the survey, we'll post a comment in there again. Okay, sounds good, Scissor. I also need to. I think Nefer said he had something that we needed to DM about too, so I'll try to remember that after this. Okay, community events. I can't remember because I think this was the one that was just like the Kiana walking animation, right? And everybody was just commenting in the chat. Kiana walk. Content creators or streamers. Yeah. Actually, I think I saw it on Twitter first. I did. I's decklog video. This one was super cute. Did you guys watch this one? This one was super cute. I missed that part, Mamizaki. I missed the whole part. You know what, Mamizaki? I saw... when Lori was doing the test stream. When Lori was doing the test stream for the drops at the beginning. I think Lori played some of that video. I missed your part. I watched you play back the part where you were talking, because you talked about how you had to record your interview in segments and then they didn't edit out the pauses. I think I saw the Eyes deck from the in-game announcements, actually. In-game bridge projection. Actually, no, it was in the news, right? It was in the login event. Yeah, in-game event pages. Because the Eyes deck log video was tied to the global 7-day login for focus tickets. Yeah. I guess in-game event pages would count. I watched... Mamizaki, I watched it when you watched, when that one of those days when I rated you and you were playing it back on your own stream. I was highly satisfied. I thought the decklog video was too cute. So this one altogether gets a neutral, right? Because Chapter 33 was annoying, but Honkai Salvation Log balanced it out with being highly satisfied. So it gets a neutral for me. Chapter 33, too wordy and complicated, but Honkai Salvation was perfect. There was a few typos and grammatical errors. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but I do remember we caught one. Or the writing is unidiomatic. Yeah, I hope so too, Monolith. I hope the ending goes as hard as chapter 25, chapter 9, chapter 28. You know? I don't think I ended up actually paying attention to weapon and stigmata descriptions. Hey, who's that? ZBK, thank you for the gifted subs. Wait, no. That's a raid. Thank you, ZBK, for the raid. I was looking at the gifted subs from Mamizaki earlier. I'm sorry. ZBK, welcome. Thank you for the raid. They're right next to each other on the alerts. ZBK, did you finally catch up on G-Witch yet? Did you finally watch episode 12 of G-Witch? Okay, good. Oh, that's right. You commented back and you said it felt very Gundam. I remember now. Yes. That episode was so Gundam that it hurt. I think I don't want to say low quality story writing, but they definitely, I feel like marking this checkbox is too harsh. Yeah, episodes 0 and 12 were so Gundam that it hurt. Episodes 1 through 11 was to draw in the new audience, right? The people who really enjoy, you know, GL and Yuri, the people who are new to the series, the people who wanted like a school anime with duels, the people who are riffing off the Utena references and whatnot. 1 through 11 is to suck those people in. And then 0 and 12 is like, it's so Gundam. Yeah. Yeah, so Nor, without spoiling anything about G-Witch is about, we could parallel it to Honkai to say that there's some really high highs and some really low lows. And a lot of violence and girl love in between. Political intrigue, yes! Yes, there's a lot of political intrigue and scheming. So, you know, if those chapters in Honkai where Otto and Kevin are like doing their like backroom deals, if that tickles your fancy, there's quite a bit of that too. Tw 12 does end on a massive cliffhanger, and it's a super abrasive and brutal cliffhanger. Oh man, it's a very Gundam cliffhanger, never. But it's so good. It hurts so good. It hurts so good. Okay, where was the typos? I remember very specifically there was one, like, in the story of chapter 33, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. Did we have any typos in Salvation Log? There might have been one, but I don't remember it. You should definitely cosplay as Ghoul. I think that would be so good. And you could even modify it so that, like, because I know you specialize with armor crafting, right? You could even modify it's Guel, but he's wearing the Lanza, right? Like kind of like those the MS, the you know what I'm talking about? Like they did in the Build Fighters when they have like their imaginary mode. Or kind of like Super Fumina. Hey, Yui. Yeah, Feel's birthday, man. You found someone that would want to do a gun. Yeah, we wouldn't be a Gundam VTuber. We would become what is called a G-tuber. Remember Build Divers, ZBK? We become G-tubers. Captain Zeon. Captain Zeon, but it's actually what's his name? Wait, I don't... Nefer, DM me real quick. I don't understand the reference. Okay, I get it now. Listen. Sunrise coined the term in Build Divers. That's all I'm gonna say. Sunrise coined the term in Build Divers, alright? I feel like Super String, I'm neutral on because I'm not taking it so seriously. I think ER is still too much of a grind for me. I think MA I'm still slightly dissatisfied with because of the direction of the bosses, but I'm also like not as worried about it. Armada is a bit of a chore right now, but there's nothing going on. I don't know how I feel about Dorm. I feel like Dorm does need a rework, but I'm kind of neutral towards it right now. I think Universal Mirage definitely needs a rework. Not enough fuel. The stages are boring. There's no sweep. Old stuff gets added to it too slowly. There's not enough weapons that can be crafted. So I think Universal Mirage definitely needs a rework. Absolutely. Open World needs a rework too. Open World definitely needs a rework. Either have everything cost less stamina, or just, you know, more rewards, less tasks. I think they should not require you to lock in a specific one. I feel like every reset you could just be allowed to pick whatever you want. I don't think you should be locked into one for a week. Or, better yet, allow you to mix and match. Just have it where you just have a limit of 5 tasks. But you could do, like, the task in any one that you want across the entire week. I think I'm in a bunch of these channels, but the only one that I actually follow on a regular basis is the Twitter. Like, yeah, I'm in all the... I'm following them, but the only one I'm actually paying attention to is Twitter and in-game announcements. And then occasionally if I get pinged in the other Discord. In-game announcements have been good. Twitter account, I wish that they would be more proactive about retweeting stuff rather than replying to their own tweets. I think whenever there's maintenance, they should retweet whatever the maintenance post is, because they usually do the maintenance post like half a week ahead of time. And I feel like every time they it's maintenance day, or, you know, the actual thing that they mentioned earlier, they need to retweet. In-game spending, I feel like I'm always dissatisfied because I always want more value for me as a customer, right? Like, I want things to be lower, but I want more for my money. Bundles, I feel like the bundles don't always offer what I need because they always hit me with that weird crystal amount. It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Woo! Funny story. The guy who originally did It's Wednesday, my dude meme, Jimmy here. I actually was in a pug raid with him. Well, not a pug raid, but at the time he was following another back then small streamer who was our DK tank for a little bit back in Mists. So Jimmy here actually raided with my WoW guild for like 2 raids, and then he just bounced. True story. And then, you know, a year or 2 later, he did the It's Wednesday, my dudes meme, and he popped off. Yeah, everything is 40% more on EU, even more dissat. Yeah. Yeah, EU getting hit with the price hikes. And it's not just EU, right? There's quite a few other countries who got hit with the price hikes because of Apple. What if I just went down the list and just checked everything? PGR? Yeah, I thought about starting PGR. Genshin Impact, I did log in. Blue Archive? Yeah, Cupcake's trying to get me to play Blue Archive. Tower of Fantasy? Yumiku's trying to get me to play Tower of Fantasy again. Minecraft. Raildev is playing Minecraft. AL? I saw Wadai Kitsune play AL. Nikkei! Ziaz is playing Nikkei. Play FGO and get Canis. I do want to buy that statue for Canis. I thought about it when I was looking at the statue again on Tom. Among Us? Yeah, Among Us. FGO, I did play FGO once upon a time. Epic 7 Z always, one guy stunlocks me with Epic 7. Arknights. Content creator Discord is always talking about Arknights. I only play Honkai. Oh wait, that. We're trolling now. My brother plays Roblox, I think. Oh, other Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends and Artery Gear. I have been grinding Artery Gear. I could not get Clarice, unfortunately, but I got a bunch of really cool rares in the in-between. And Raid Shadow Legends, Legend of the Rat King. I am the Rat King. I know, Mamizaki, we're trolling right now. We're being goofy for the sake of content. Okay, Legend of the Rat King. Hey, chat. There's another Raid Shadow Legends fusion event coming up soon. I think I'm skipping on my alts, but on my main I might top up just a little bit for it. Just a little bit. Because they're saying that this new fusion event is like the second coming of Duchess Lilith, who Feoran actually lucky pulled at the beginning of when he made his Raid Shadow Legends account. And Duchess is like triple S tier Raid Shadow Legends champion. Should you raise Eye of the Collapse? Only if you have extra funds. So like on one of my accounts, I maxed it out because I had extra cubes. But if you're saving materials for a future weapon, I would wait. Just because Eye of Collapse only gets used in very, very specific fights. So it depends on your resource situation. Like if you're saving your shards for Bronya's weapon or Kiana and Mei's upcoming weapons, if you're planning on rolling for any of those 3 characters, Those would be good. Yeah, I hope I won't have to top. I might, if there's like a good deal on like an energy bundle, I might do it. Because I feel like energy is the only thing I really need. I think I have enough shards to get through a fusion event, and I have enough stuff saved up for a champ chase. I can finally unlock Drang. Okay, here's our open task. So this is the best part, right? Version 6.2 right up. Positives. Chan event was really fun. Cabbage Garden and board game mini game were fun. Mini events were fun. Overall, not as much pressure to spend this patch for F2P and low budget, but still enough new battle suit equipment for competitive players and high spenders. The Christmas and New Year were really nice for global. Has it been confirmed that we're getting less stuff on 6.4 for anniversary on global, or is that just rumor so far? My understanding is that that's just a rumor and players are misunderstanding, the ones that keep bringing it up. Okay, so nothing confirmed yet. So as of yet, my expectation is that all servers are gonna get full rewards in 6.4, right? Because we technically equalized. Global at the end of, for 6.2 is basically catching up to everything that other servers already got. I did not try as hard in MA and Abyss, so both modes felt chill. But the direction of new fights is worrisome. Wait, we had the HFS skin. Oh, you want the new one? I was about to say, well, we had the Time Runner rerun already. Yeah, the new Flame Scion outfit looks good. It's whimsical, but also like it's thematic. I like that. What were some other positives? I enjoyed playing Himeko Vermilion Knight. Oh, Vermilion 1L, right? Vermilion Knight in ER, despite not enjoying ER that much. I think according to the latest version 2, I haven't even hopped onto version 2 at all since the patch, but I think that version 2 screenshots showed that they didn't change it, because I think somebody else did log on and it wasn't different. I could be wrong. Oh, they didn't show it in game yet. Oh, that's why it didn't pop in. I hope they keep the... I hope all they do is just add, like, long tails to the hair. And I hope that's how they change it. It's just like they keep the high knots and all the fancy bundling, but just add like long hair under it, you know? And call that the fix. I hope that's how they do it. I don't want just generic high ponytail. What were some other positives? There was a lot of event rewards, that's for sure. But I do remember feeling overwhelmed once Chip Space, Story Event, and everything else was like overlapping. I think that was definitely the part. I especially was it like last week and the week before last? I think that's when it really felt really annoying. Okay, so let's do a negatives part. Negatives. Chip Space feels too grindy. Chapter 33 open world did not... Oh, back here. Back in positives. Iron Mirage was an excellent mini game, and it was really fun to play in both maps. Both sets of maps. I liked Iron Mirage. Absolutely, Iron Mirage. Chapter 33 open world did not feel good apart from Iron Mirage. Iron Mirage could have stood alone apart from the remains of the old world artifact search. Chapter 33 daily tasks felt too grindy on top of Chip Space and remains of the old world questline. We had one other daily grind thing in addition to that too, right? Was Salvation Log dailies still going on at that time? Two coins for the art book? I don't know. They could have given us 5 crystals, maybe. Maybe they could have given us 10 crystals. It would have been cool. But it's also, you know, 10 crystals might be a slap in the face for all the players who didn't finish the book in time. Well, if you guys missed the book and you still want it, it is available on a proxy service through Tmall, and you can also order it on Amazon Japan. Direct order. But shipping will probably be the cost of the book itself, so... The book itself is like $20-some, so expect to pay $40 to $50 altogether. I think it was $43 when I ordered mine on Amazon JP. The way Twitter reacted, I didn't even, I haven't been on Twitter all day. Maybe the last 2 days I forgot to check my Twitter. I did see that Maiko posted new drawings on Patreon. Oh, surprisingly safe for work. What else? What else? Oh yeah, MASSS Benares is a whack fight. I was actually one of the early ones who pitched it to Maiko, that Maiko should start a Patreon. And Maiko was, you know, was doing that, oh, I don't know, I don't feel like people will support me on Patreon and all this. I don't know, I don't want to charge people for my artwork. I was like, no, you should. You should start a you should definitely start a Patreon. Okay, MA Triple S Benares is a whack fight. What were some other whack fights? There was some Abyss fights that were really whack. I think Maiko does private commissions because I've seen one of the people who commissioned Maiko, they did post the results and then Maiko retweeted it. So maybe you'll have to reach out and see if they have free time. Okay. Mamizaki, Nefer, Yui, SRX. Who were some of the most annoying fights in Abyss this round? I'm gonna talk about Foundry in the meantime. Ignite Benares. Ignite Benares in Abyss is a whack fight. Is an unfun fight. Both versions of Cosma. Even though for the most part, I've figured out how to comfortably clear MA. Abyss, Cosma. Both versions remain unfun. Do we have Bleedville V this patch? I don't think I remember that one off the top of my head, Fragile. I think I might have watched one of your older HOD references when I was doing my run to relearn the opening. Was there an instance, Fragile, where you had to like do some like crazy wacky stuff? Or like there was like a triple, like one hair of HP left. Here, let me just watch this real quick. Oh my god, did you really? Oh my god. That's too funny. For those that are watching on the VOD, don't forget to check out Fragile Weeb's channel for his Triple S HOD run. It's called the Absolute State of Triple S Bosses. Oh man. Yeah, the dodge minigame where we're trying to farm as much SP as possible by dodging every avoidable... And it's not just any avoidable damage, it's specifically we have to be in the line of fire to dodge it, to reap the rewards of dodging it. Yeah, Callan, Triple S Callan. Oh, hang on. Abyss Callan is overtuned. Abyss Callan shield is overtuned. Funny enough, yes, because the Triple S Husk transition, you still have to do combat through, right? That's why it feels good, is because you still have to keep shooting and keep fighting. So you're performing gameplay on the boss, not the boss performing gameplay on you. It's offensive gameplay, not reactive gameplay. Yeah, so Monolith, I guess the best analogy I can describe it is like, you know how in WoW, after you play for so long in WoW, you become hyper attuned to every boss mechanic and every like M+ mechanic with every pull? That's kind of what happened in Honkai for high-end players. You know, it's like when you watch Liquid Max's stream for Race to World First, and like when he's doing his postmortem and he's breaking down like why every fight during the race on Mythic, like what went wrong, what went right, why one boss was perfectly tuned, and you know what boss was broken in a specific way that needed to get hot fixed. That's kind of the approach, or the analogy, the parallel, I should say, that a lot of endgame Honkai players have towards this game now, where we can pick apart like, okay, this boss encounter feels good because of XYZ, and then, but this particular transition stage feels absolutely awful to play because of XYZ, you know. Freaking Triple S Parvati has an entire safety dance 4 times, not once, but 4 times during the entire transition. A freaking Naxxramas safety dance. And in the middle of the safety dance, high-level Honkai players are dodging the ice that's popping up out of the ground. You know how like in WoW we can see the telegraph and we have to move out of stuff? Honkai players will sit in the bad until right as it's about to pop, just so they can dodge the bad thing that's popping up to farm for SP. Imagine it, you know, it's like the joke, Monolith. Did you ever hear the joke about like Boomkin standing in the fire to proc their instant cast of Starfire in Moonkin form? That's what Honkai players are doing in boss fights. Yeah. Honkai players are standing in the fire to the last possible second in order to SP farm. Like, if there was a way to stall Razageth so that you could get your cooldowns to line back up, that's what Honkai players are doing. They're using time slows and time stops and time fractures on evasions to farm SP, to stall for cooldowns. Yeah, the Jizo transition. So the Jizo transition, especially back before we could even think about ignoring it, was like, you had to perfectly safety dance 5 different sets of moving blades and telegraphs to get the perfect amount of SP. So like right out of transition, you had just enough SP to do your ultimates. 7 dodges. Yeah, 7 dodges. It's like two from the ground where the blades come up, and then it's like the rest is from the blades themselves moving. And sometimes you're farming double dodges. Alidon, thank you for the raid. We're going through the survey and we're listing all our gripes with 6.2 and you know, the overall with the game. Huodo dodges. I actually learned the Huodo dance. I feel comfortable with it, but I don't agree that it should be that complicated. And I remember the actual high-end references actually do 10 plus dodges on that safety dance during the Huodo transition. And it's even worse because Huodo's spawn changes depending on where you are or where Huodo is when you take him down in phase 1. So like if he's in one section of the map, he'll go to the entire opposite section of the map, and it changes every time if you kill him in a different spot every time. Yeah, the 21544 Asuka. Better than me, Alidon. I tried Asuka on my alt account on NA, because I think we're in the same lobby. I couldn't even get past phase 1 with Asuka, because I don't have full gear Carol. I couldn't do it. I barely even cleared it with triple support. These transitions were cool at one point when they're fast and snappy. Yeah, I think, like, the old transition for Jizo I would consider cool, where he just, like, pushes you back and you have a shield that you have to actively handle, right? Like, Abyss Jizo, yes. I think MA Jizo with the multiple dodges, it's kind of cool the first time you have to do it, because it's, you know, it was something fresh. And it became more convenient after after Griseo, you could kind of just skip it because you had the starting SP. Yeah. But I like the Tona transition because you're actively game playing. The one thing about the Tona transition I don't like is, like, it's kind of the same way with the Andreas transition. Is like you have to manipulate hitbox a little bit, right? Like on the Tona transition, you have to do 2 sets of the dodgeball, and if you don't read the spacing of the orb to hit back, that part's a little annoying. Yeah. Yeah, Cosma's way over-designed. Cosma in both modes have just way over-designed transitions. Okay. I would say that the traditional Ice Huodo, where you need to land the freeze, is good, but it's only good for high-end players and players, even if they're not high-end, once they learn the trick about setting up the freeze. I think for any player that fights Ice Huodo and you don't know that you have to freeze right away, it's annoying. It's very punishing, right? Like, so for example, Nora was malding a bit in her bracket, or their bracket, pardon me. Nora was malding a bit in the Abyss bracket on Ice Huodo, and soon as Nora found out that the ice could be lined up and Huodo could be completely immobilized, the high scores were happening. But before that, it's really punishing because now you're dealing with a high mobility target and your battle suits are very stationary. Yeah. Yeah, like Andreas being a high mobility target, but your counters are very stationary. And even we look at Mobius being originally intended as a solution for Andreas because Mobius is ranged, but she has a cross that's very stationary. And if Andreas is outside of that cross, you're in trouble. Your damage is just out of there. Yeah, always sleep. Just slack. Where's the Ziazus or Zetsu slack, right? I do want to move on a bit from the boss design, though. I want to go back to Foundry, right? What does Foundry need? Foundry needs stage sweep, more fuel, more tickets, Everything more player friendly. I think more stages would be cool too, because they could do Mirage stages that drop the same loot but have it be tuned around a different mechanic, so like, you know, players could try out different things. Obviously it's not tuned that far. They could do Foundry stages like Raid Shadow Legends, where it goes, you know, all the way up to floor 25. Maybe not as ridiculous, but you know, the higher the stage, the better the drops. You know, like, then you could actually test or practice Abyss-style rotations, but be rewarded for doing it, you know? Is this gonna be another 3-hour survey on YouTube? Oh, how many hours have we spent on this? It's 1 hour so far, I think. Should they add trial Valks? I think they could add trial Valks up to a certain floor. I think up to floor 5 they could add trial Valks. I think up to floor 5 would be good, right? Because floor 5 means you can slow farm G3 stuff. I think G4 you should have to clear it on your own. I do feel like they need to open up co-op. Need to make floors playable in co-op before initial clear. Many players, especially new players, many new players struggle to clear floors without assist mode to begin with. Yeah, they used to let you do that. You remember Fragile, like in the story stages where you could use your friends for an assist? They used to let you do that. Like in Sim Battle, we still make a big deal about Sim Battle. Yeah, I don't know why, like, that used to be a much bigger thing in Honkai for story stages and, like, you know, your daily, your co-op, or your material dailies. You used to be able to pick a friend to farm friendship points with. Yeah, sweep, we talked about sweep. We need stage sweep for Foundry. So I think all these different features, even if they add just one of them, right, that would be a much better improvement for the experience of playing Mirage. I do feel like they need to add a lot more old weapons, and I feel like Exchange Shop should have the weapon costs reduced if they don't. I do feel like Weapon Resonator should be a regular reward from weekly content. And open and stigma resonators as well. Raise the stigma resonator reward from open world from 250 to 500. 240 to 250 or 500 to make it an even number. Yeah. Old meta equipment for collectors and fun non-competitive showcase runs are too expensive to justify for players at all levels. Apart from veteran captains who already have all this stuff. Please, new Callan battlesuit. We will get there, but yeah, maybe that can be the next topic, and we'll go in from new battle suits for old characters and obsolete characters into the topic of farmable elf. Okay, old battle suits outdated, right? There are too many old battle suits and old Valkyries that are outdated for 90% of the game's content. Maybe for 70%. Current content. Old A-rank battle suits need some buffs to mechanics and slight buff to damage. Old DPS do not need to be equal to new DPS, but even if just 80%, or adjusted to have decent SP regeneration, like Sunden Jaeger, Allen, to even be playable again, up to Red Lotus, will be a huge improvement. Yeah, upgrade of materials. We can talk about we can add that right after this, because I think they do need to revisit the Priarm system. I think the Priarm system as it is now is too punishing because of the way the resources are time gated. Yeah. It would be nice to have new A rank and even B rank filler battle suits as playable in the future. B rank Susanna would be a fun character. To fill the space between major SP battle suits and S rank battle suits. Okay. Yeah, I think if we make them gimmicky, I want them to be effective gimmicky, right? Like, what I don't want is VG levels, where VG was gimmicky, but ultimately kind of pointless. Her dodge counter mechanic was super cool, but I wish we could have offensive dodge counter. Like, I wish VG's weapon active put you in that dodge counter state so you could do the dodge counter, like, offensively. You know? I think that would have been badass. That would have been so cool. Valkyrie Gloria Durandal. The first Durandal playable. Because, back then the philosophy was we're going to release an A rank before we make a playable S rank. And that changed once we got to Elysia, where they were just like, Elysia is just, here's an S rank. Here you go. The Flame Chasers are all super strong. So S rank, here you go. Yeah. I personally would lean towards brute forcing with H2O, HOR, Aponia swim, but Cupcake triple S his Argent Knight. And Cupcake has been able to get really good mileage out of doing so. But you also have to weigh, like, how much do you value the competitive side? Yeah, Tesla as an Echo fighter for Blazing Hope. Yeah, Dr. Tesla. Dr. Tesla as an Echo fighter for Blazing Hope. Or Einstein as a summoned entity support battle suit for Lightning. Would be really fun options. Yeah, Tesla's the only idol in Stan Wars that's not playable. They could have easily fixed that, right? Because Tesla's Stan Wars outfit has that gauntlet that she gave to Asuka for Blazing Hope. That's an easy solution. Tesla parentheses idol outfit as an Echo fighter for Blazing Hope. And all they would have to do is change the description on the stigmata for Columbus to include Dr. Tesla. They could even reissue Columbus on the banner for Dr. Tesla. You know? Would be really fun options. Yeah, I think those would be really fun options. They could even add like an off-field support mechanic like Lyle to the main game. And I think that even that would work, right? Not like an active elf, but like an active off-field support. And that's one way they could introduce playable male characters like Welt and Siegfried. It's like off-field support like Lyle, you know? I don't know if they ever said that they would remake Longinus as a weapon. Yeah, Hyperion for like off-field artillery, that could be a cool thing. Yeah, maybe they do it stage specific, you know. Okay, Pry arm system needs rework, especially for original Pry from the beginning of the Pry arm system. There are so many outdated and useless pry weapons right now that are still cool for old meta showcase or collection. Showcase runs or collection, but do not make sense to be recommended for new players anymore. Because the performance is too bad now. We have, well, a Farmable Elf will be next. One way is to continue running events that give prime materials and option boxes, adding a weapon resonator as weekly rewards as mentioned above, but also reduce the requirements to craft and upgrade pry weapons. Exactly, Swim, exactly. I ran into that same situation on my NA account. Yep. Another option is to make pry weapon instantly available, or pry weapon upgrades free or at discount upon completion of stress test style challenge stages. I think that could be cool, right? Y'all remember stress test? What I would like is, like, you pay an initial fee to craft the pry arm, and then you do stress tests with the pry weapon to unlock upgrades if you want to upgrade old ones for free. And it can be like generic stages. It doesn't have to be one tuned for every... Or they could do like generic elemental stages for a set of pry arms. Like one type of stage for these 5 pry arms, and then you have a different one for the next 5. But I think making them free after completing, or maybe not free, but making them discounted, maybe free, yeah, maybe free if you can reach a certain benchmark in the stage or reach a certain stage. I think making one pry arm free, especially one that's old meta, isn't gonna affect things too much. And they can even time gate it, right? Like you can only do 3 stages a week in the same bracket. Yeah, stress test, but for weapons. And they can even make this something that, you know, unlocks the new weapon for Foundry or something. Or, like, I don't know. Maybe that could go really bad. that could go really bad. But yeah, there's a lot of old meta stuff that could be really fun. I do think they should add one way to revert a pry weapon into the base form. Especially with situations like Echoes of Paradise and Tranquil Ares. You need to recycle your layers, but you can't. And you shall never. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, next paragraph. Elves. Elves. I think after elves we'll talk about Elysian Realm, right? Or did we already talk about Elysian Realm? Oh no, we only talked about Foundry. Okay, so after elves we'll talk about Elysian Realm. Elves are to pay to win right now. I think the P to win level of elf when it was first introduced was okay. And I think the gap between 2-star and 4-star is justified for the cost. However, right now there's too many old S-rank elf that are out of the meta and still not accessible for F2 for new players and budget players. F2P and low spenders. All of the year of the following elves should be made farmable with ancient willpower through MA or Abyss. And through ER rewards. Should be, I'll just say farmable through Saloon, Bushi, Bella, Tesla Zero, Siren. Well, Siren might be too strong still, but Siren I think still applies. Siren, yeah, because Wedge, yeah, Siren, Water's Edge, and Water's Edge. Yeah. Siren is 1.5 now, actually. But Siren was still before Switch entry was ever introduced, so she feels older. Siren is still strong, though. That is true. And we can even leave a note here. Maybe... Okay, we'll leave a note. In order to preserve balance, some of the newer ones, like Siren and Wedge, could be capped at 3-star farmable. So they could just put a hard limit on how many fragments you farm, and then the rest you either have to gacha or do through spending event, right? Wedge's gather is really strong, but compared to the fact that you just don't have Switch reset, it just feels really old. And even though Wedge is really strong, you also don't get the extra, like, freeze duration utility. Is whale only viewpoint? No. We're saying that because they've already been superseded, they should become farmable. Whale only would be to say, you know, I'm not even gonna go into it. Yeah, sometimes using Elysia is going backwards from Wedge because of the Pepega aiming. Oh, Iria Baker did a video on that one during the last Horo cycle. No, I still feel like once the new premium option is out, whatever the previous option is should be farmable. Yeah, Jingwei is the best elf. Jingwei is the one that makes my Elysian Realm runs less painful. So who's the elf that's actually winning? I don't know. I feel like at least for new players, Saloon and Fushi. At least Fushi. Fushi and maybe Tesla Zero. I think those two are like, I feel like nowadays with the significant reliance on very elemental specific, Fushi would be a great, you know, old meta, free to play, farmable S rank elf for all new players. Yeah, I think Siren and Wedge should be farmable, but they should be capped. I don't think Siren should be farmed to 4-star. But I feel like at least you can farm Siren and Wedge to 3 stars where they're competitively functional. That's not always guaranteed though, SRX. There's a lot of players like they don't even spend any second of thought on the competitive side. And they just want to collect. So they could just do it like in the Gold Witch Orb shop where you're limited to a certain amount, right? Like Gold Witch Orb shop doesn't let you get to triple S HOR or HT originally until later on when they made HOR fully farmable by legacies. Yeah. Yeah, have you hit any content walls on your alt account, on your new account, Nefer? This is Nefer Honkai, free to play. HOV for free. Nefer reliving the old meta right now. You finally watched the prologue for G-Witch. Thank goodness, Monolith. Wait, did you watch the whole series without watching the prologue? Hold on. Did you watch episodes 1 through 12 of G-Witch without watching episode 0? Okay, chat. We're gonna go talk about Elysian Realm now. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Now you have watched it. Now you have watched it. Now you have more context on the whole series that furthers your understanding of how G-Witch happens. Yeah, exactly, Shadows. Like, who's gonna pull for Water's Edge now, apart from a few collectors here and there? Just make Wedge farmable. Like, yeah, Siren is really good at 4 stars. Really, really good at 4 stars. Don't get into competitive side of Honkai. It's not fun unless you like self-inflicted punishment. Wait. It's fun when you're first learning everything and everything's fresh, but the longer that you stay in there, you start seeing all the cracks in the wall. And then we become like jaded World of Warcraft players complaining about M+, this and that, and oh, this raid sucks because of this and that. Yeah. Every malding for that next high score feels like you're doing progression rating, and everything just loses its flavor real fast. Good lord, 10 hours. Oh no. Elysian Realm, okay. Elysian Realm is a mixed result right now. There are players who still enjoy grinding it a lot, but for everyone else, it is very annoying to max out on rusted insignias every week. It takes too many runs to... It takes... well... The mode would benefit from a sweep option or increase the reward of finality to completely to 500 to 1000 rusted insignia. difficulties, 1.75 to 2.5 difficulties should be lowered to enable more variety of play with older battle suits. Get rid of the weather system that promotes the new battle suit, because it defeats the whole point of the Elysian Realm existing as a playground for old battle suits. Why do we need to cap Insignia every week again? So, for players who didn't farm a lot in the early days, they're doing it, and for new players who didn't have the advantage of just playing Elysian Realm early on, right? Capping Rusted Insignia affects a lot of the rewards that affect your account progression. Let me add that. That's a great point to bring up. Important materials such as time swirl passes, and red lenses. Yeah, so you're in a better position to not need to farm it, because a lot of your battle suits are already ranked up, and you're probably already swimming in a lot of the materials that other players need to grind for. So, like, red lenses, like, even my main account, I don't even need to buy red lenses from the shop, but I did have to buy red lenses on my alt account once I needed to start finishing up G4 stuff. It's for emergency when they had 20 stamps in one patch. Yeah, that was also a thing, right? Like, when they add stamps unexpectedly, and it's for a battle suit that you don't already have rank ups on. Or, in the case of my alt account, I have to cap every week because I just didn't feel the need to farm for MPE because I didn't have her weapon for a long time. I figured, oh, you know, when I get her weapon, I'll finish up certain things. Oh no, Mamizaki. Oh no. And that's the master grade one, right? Mamizaki, that's the master grade kit. Oh, okay, yeah. What currency were you looking at? Red lenses? Yeah, so DA stamps is coming in 6.4 and 3 more in 6.5. So that's a total of 6 stamps. 6 stamps at 1,500 each, right? Was it confirmed 1,500 each? That's 6 weeks, right? No, that's 12 weeks of farming. 12? More than that. 15 weeks of farming? The currency on the left of Rusted Insignia. I'll have to check after. It looks like an egg with fire inside. The donut thing. Yeah. The donut thing is for, like, Valkyrie upgrades within Elysian Realm. And there's crystal rewards attached to that one. So there is some rewards attached to that one, too. Is every patch reset? No. Stamps are never reset for Elysian Realm. They only add more. They just add more. They don't reset stamps in Elysian Realm ever. Oh no. Oh no, Scissor. I'll watch that after the stream. Yeah, that would actually, Mamizaki, what you're suggesting, add old treasury battlesuit stamps into ER shop to help new players speed up ranking up old battlesuits. I mean, that would further incentivize new players to do ER, but it would also give old players that have an excess a way to just get free gold witch orbs so that they can buy their affix lock mats. Yeah. As usual, add more old battle suits to ER, like Shadow Knight. Shadow Knight! The real protest. Listen, we've been asking for Shadow Knight since the launch of ER. And add Flame Sakitama to ER too. Yo, what if Nanai is actually the one that has to read these? Once I cut the video and post it to YouTube, I'm gonna copy the link to this video into the feedback section of the official Discord. Oh no. Trying to think what else we can ask for. I think more time capsules and more trial stages would be good, right? More proof of legacy. More time capsule reruns would be nice, with more trial stages that offer Homu proofs of legacy. I think older costumes definitely need more discounts, especially if it's for battle suits that aren't used often anymore. Like, come on, you're gonna make us pay full price for Honkai World Diva Kiano and nobody plays Void Drifter anymore? Are you serious right now? For the Himiko outfit, full outfit tickets for that old thing? Also, it would be nice to have more discounted pyramid outfit supply reruns as well. Himiko Bride has not rerun since the end of 2019. Or consider having some of the older outfits moved down a tier. Well, no, we can't say that because then CN players will complain. Remember, that was a survey question. People will be mad if like something that you paid a lot for, and then the next group of people, they don't pay as much. I remember that was a big deal with the HOV Ice Queen, and then you guys know which drama I'm talking about. The whole HOV Ice Queen versus HOV Kaiserin Parasol. Yeah. But I think the discount, like the 20% off pyramid outfit supply reruns are okay. I think if they do more 20 and 30% off. I think if they do S rank option boxes with more up to date S ranks, it would be good. Yeah, Cerulean Court. Cerulean Court was really good. I got it on the second rerun, or the third rerun, maybe. Cerulean Court's really good. I likened Cerulean Court AE to like Copic markers, whereas regular AE, like default outfit AE is like ink brush, Copic markers. Okay, we forgetting anything? Oh yeah, a Fuhua summer outfit. Oh no, we ended up getting that Flame Chaser one for Shadow Knight. But it would be cool if we could get like the one piece that's on the Stigmata as a summer outfit for one of her other battle suits. Cerulean Court is peak? No, the peak one is the Taishuan impression. You know why? Because I found out the shoulder was broken and I reported that as a bug and they fixed it in version 2. in the default and in Cerulean Court, the right shoulder has really odd geometry. It's bent really badly, but it's hidden under layers of detail, so it's hard to notice. But Taishuan Impression actually has a fixed shoulder. Conclusion. I think we can finally wrap this up, right? Conclusion. Honkai is getting more and more popular as a result of Genshin and also the community team's different marketing strategies. Please continue to make the game more user-friendly, especially for new players, but also for veteran captains. A lot of serious veteran captains get burned out on the direction of the game as more bosses with ridiculous features keep getting added. The captains that used to pull for triple S rank are downgrading to SS rank, etc. Also keep in mind that there are more players less likely to spend in certain global regions due to the price increases on iOS. Due to the price increases I hear a lot about how many new players still get overwhelmed with the systems of the game and quit playing after 1 to 2 versions. Increasing the leveling speed was good for story-only players, but the difficulty curve is still too steep when it comes to gearing up for minimum contents at the beginning of Exalted tier. Yeah, we definitely need more AAS patches, and not SP, right? Because SP ends up being too meta. In terms of release schedule, please return to the AS or AAS TikTok format. TikTok, not the app. To give players of all spending levels breathing room. Release schedule planning has always been really bad for the 2 patches between Mid-Autumn and Spring Festival. So 中秋 and 春节, those are the 2 major spending events, right? 中秋节, Mid-Autumn Festival, is your CN anniversary and SCA anniversary. There's a major spending event, and then you have 2 in-between patches. And then you have CNY, which is Global Anniversary, JP Anniversary afterwards. And then those in-between 2 patches always suck. Always. I can't remember a good one. In terms of between, right? Like, yes, I enjoyed Asuka, but it sucked because you knew that HOS was coming right after Asuka. Yes, I had fun with Fervent Tempo, but it sucked getting hit so hard with power creep by Dea Ancora and suddenly scuffing along with Flame Sakitama against Rhymestar. It was good content, but it was not fun score-wise. Then they had to come up with the abomination that is the Silverwing style banner. It's great for people who are gonna be pulling that much anyways. It's not great if you can't even meet the thresholds, you know? I think next year, if they do fall spending event, and then SP A rank, and then they do a regular A rank for the January patch for global SCA, right? The pre-CNY patch, they do just like a regular A rank. And then, you know, new S rank on the CNY patch. Or new S rank plus elf. And maybe a free S rank selector. Or a free new S rank given for free with a refund banner. I'd be cool with that. Or a new farmable one, right? Maybe they save a farmable one for CNY. And they release that one. But I hope that if they do release farmable battlesuits in the future, they go back to the pink elf format where the gear is also farmable. Yeah. Try to design elves so that they are fully functional at 2 stars instead of necessarily requiring 3 stars. Blade Durandal is an excellent example of a high value elf, while Fine and Elf Ellie suffer. Hey Cupcake, welcome back. I hope you had a good rest. Yeah, more option boxes, right? And option boxes. Equipment option boxes. Or make the equipment obtainable via Foundry stress test challenges.
I think Hoyoverse should make every S rank free.
Eventually, hopefully. No, I don't think every S rank needs to be free, not right away. But I think they eventually should cycle back into the dorm supply or treasury and or both. I think Dea Ancora is definitely overdue. They've been sitting on Dea Ancora for a long time. I think HOS finally making it to Battle Pass is a good direction, but I think they could go further. Yeah, Stygian Nymph still not farmable. Sarcasm Nyx not farmable. Stygian Nymph has stamps, but it's like, come on. Unlocking Stygian Nymph from last spending event was it last spending event? I had to do something to get Stygian Nymph, and I remember I paid a price on it. Like, there was a consequence to unlocking Stygian Nymph and Sarcasm Nyx. I paid a price on Sarcasm Nyx, and that's, you know, I have a delayed Sushang on my main. Yeah, she's not useless. You just have to have her built right, which includes triple S, right, Nefer? There was something that had a reward for a Stygian Nymph option box, though. Because I got Stygian Nymph on my alt account without pulling her from Dorm. So that is a thing. It was SN versus MPE box on CN Anniversary. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So that option box was a nice pickup for my alt account. Yeah, what if they run Columbus instead of Holmes? If it is Holmes, I'm gonna be in trouble on my alt account because I actually need Holmes M. Wait, is Columbus already up? I guess it is. I keep thinking that it's not, but I guess it is. Columbus should have been craftable first. Welcome back, Nor. Chance for 1 BP having nothing? I don't think it'll be nothing, but I do think it could just be like something just less useful. Holmes would be good. They could honestly rerun Turgenev again. Mistakes were made. Oh no. Oh no. Well, it's 4 a.m. My fixed sleep schedule lasted exactly 1.5 days. Maybe I just don't even run the boss. I just do the side stages and just take the minus 200. You know, that would be really cool too. Is like if they do add stress tests for weapons and gear, they could make the old event Stigmata as rewards for those stages. And that way, like, as new players are playing the stress test or the higher levels of Mirage, like, as they clear higher levels of Mirage, they get rewarded with an old event stig that's exactly like, it's copium, but it's like, it's good copium, right? It's effective old meta stigs, or like mid meta, I'd say, that, you know, won't get you the highest scores, but will definitely improve your performance over, you know, G1 stuff. Purple Orc, thank you. I understand your position, Swim, and that's a symptom of, like, once you become once your account becomes fully established and there's no new stigmata that you need, Battle Pass definitely loses its luster, right? Especially if you're on top of managing your resources for Taurus. I think Taurus and SE Metals is probably one of the more valuable parts about even the $10 Battle Pass. That's probably more understated than anything else. Hoarding resources. Same thing. Yeah. Skipping certain Priarms so that you have more Taurus for the next Priarm, you know? Oh, I-Chan Chakram? What's that? I'll just use Piranha. I'll just borrow Pardo's weapon a little bit. Yeah. I think there are many ways for a Honkai to continue to improve. But with the current direction of the game, I find myself taking the time to participate in other games, as I also see my friends and peers doing the same. Okay, let me copy paste this into the text file. And then I need to copy paste this into the Discord for my own records. Yeah, more fuel in different parts of the game. I wish MA and Abyss and ER gave fuel. You know? Yeah. I think that's a great thing. That should be done. P.S. Fuel, ether fuel could be added as a regular part of weekly content rewards from Abyss MAER. And add more to event shops, not just small amounts. There we go. Oh. There we go. Did I paste that into the... Okay. That's it. We're ending the survey here. Thank you for my answers. You're welcome, MiHoYo.